before we go, take one picture of me on my phone.
Then you have four.
Yeah.
Nice t-shirt.
So give it this right, me and above. Thank you.
Fantastic.
We just go give them
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and for the final time in this tournament, welcome back to the New York Oval National Women's Cricket League T20 New York Open 2025. This is the finals. The Southern Strikers against the Atlanta War Eagles. Southern Strikers, having defeated the HWC Blue Bonnets, are in the finals, and in a very close match, the Atlanta War Eagles over the DC Titans. So these are the two teams in the finals, and my goodness, you saw just now yet another run out. You all have been paying attention throughout this match or throughout this tournament. You've seen a lot of them. 6 in all in this previous match that we just mentioned between the Atlanta War Eagles and the DC Titans. And you start here with a run out on the second ball of the innings. It is Mahek Desai who's been dismissed. Sahasra Gorla is the other opener. The bowler from the northern end is Dipanjali Pakala. And it is now the third ball into over number 1 of 12. You're playing a 12 over match. Again, this is in anticipation of rain showers likely later on this afternoon. The estimation is that it will be somewhere around 2 p.m. local time. So we start at 12:40 and hopefully get through the entirety of the match before then. That is cut away fiercely towards backward point. They'll get 2 easily. And in fact, they just jog back for the second one. A lot of issues running between the wickets for this entire tournament, and particularly today, since we are at the business end of the tournament with just the semifinals from this morning and now the final in place. So the batter on strike taking the lead from having achieved a run out is the captain Geetika Kadali, coming fresh off of a player of the match performance in her previous match this morning in the semis. 61 from 30 excuse me 61 from 39 is what she had, and she's looking to shake off the loss of her opening batter to be able to guide her team toward a decent total. That's struck down the ground fiercely, but one bounced the long on. The field was set perfectly for that type of shot. Again, you're in the power play. The first 4 overs of this match, a 12 over match, are considered the power play overs. In those 12, make that in those first 4, you can only have 2 fielders outside of the 23-yard circle. That time, Geetika Kadali slamming it really hard, but straight one bounce to the fielder at long on. That is the end of an eventful first over. 5 runs coming from it, and the wicket, a run out that will not please the Southern Strikers, but they will have to shake that off and see what they can get done from there. So 5 runs on the board, 5 without loss, 5 for 1 is your score. Five without loss. Very full down the leg side. It's going to be a wide. This is going to be Darshna Karthik into the attack. Darshana Karthik, right arm over the wicket, medium pacer, and if you see the same script that the Atlanta War Eagles deployed this morning, it will be pace up front and spin at the back. Swipe and a miss, Geetika Kadali looking to access that area on the leg side. One fielder in the deep at mid-wicket, that is Nikardoshi, and another fielder down at long on. So they're expecting Geetika Kadali to play on the leg side. Good delivery. She goes down the ground, straight 2 bounces to long off, or long on rather. Slips through her hand there, but not quite far enough to get an additional run. So they've done their homework on Geetika Kadali. They know that she likes to hit big down the ground, but the one thing that you should probably pay attention to, I don't know if she'd do it this early, but in recent years she has developed a pretty effective scoop shot. So we'll see with third and final leg inside the circle, slammed in the air through the gap just to the left of the captain Habib Bader, running down close to the boundary, and they'll get 2 more runs. So just to finish that thought on Geetika Kadali, she in the last several years has developed a pretty effective scoop shot to go behind square, either on the offside or the leg side, over that short third or short final leg area. Don't know if she'd do it this early in the piece, but that's something to keep in mind, possibly for later on. In fact, they only ran 1 run on that, my apologies. I thought they ran 2. Down the ground, mid-on, make that long on in position. 1 bounce, and that's all they'll get. And this is a strong batting order in terms of the top order. They bat very well up top. The question to be asked is, how do they respond when they lose quick wickets? They already had 1 loss already, the run out. Huge swipe and a miss. In fact, it comes up the thigh pad, I believe, of Geetika Kadali. This should be a leg by signal from umpire Ivy Mahabir. No signal, so apparently it came off the edge before it hit the pad. Ivy Mahabir, experienced umpire, standing at mid-on. Standing at the southern end. Umpires don't stand at mid-on. Then the umpire currently at the northern end of the ground at square leg is the great Steve Buckner. That pierces the gap between gully and backward point. 2 more runs on offer here. And there is those 2 runs that we talked about. That should be the end of over number 2, I believe. In fact, that is the end of the over. So 11 runs is your, in fact, 13 runs is what you end up with at the end of 13, or end of 2. The score is 13-1. Darshana Karthik's first over goes for 8. And it's now going to be the second over ball by Deepanjali Pakala. Playing through the covers, Nikardoshi is there to clean up, no run. And your options now are essentially to gauge the conditions and determine when you can attack. Only a 12 over match, so you don't have a whole lot of time. Struck beautifully over the top of extra cover, running close to the boundary and getting there now. That is an expert shot from Geetika Kadali. Up and over the top. She's powerfully struck that ball, and it goes all the way over extra cover for 4. Excellent, excellent shot. So, talked about the fact that it's a 12 over match. Looking to get ahead of the rain. And it is now down to the last 58 balls. 17-1 is your score. Short, cannot bowl there. Pulled away. Didn't time it cleanly, Geetika Kadali, but it's still going to run away for 4. And Deepanjali Pakala is going to want to pitch that ball up. The coverage is down the ground. There's long on in position and there's a deep mid wicket, really more a cow corner. So you have to be bowling a fuller length. Anything that short, Geeta Kakadali will pounce all over it, as she did there. So consecutive fours here in over number 3. There is a scoop shot that I talked about. That's what she was trying to play. Misses out on it, but it gets by the keeper, and they'll probably run through or by no buy signal from umpire Buckner though. So apparently she just got a tickle on that. And so 2 balls remaining here in over number 3. For the first time in this over, it will be Sahasra Gorla on strike at the southern end of the ground. Sahasra Gorla 5 from 3. First ball to her from this end. Pulled toward deep mid wicket. A couple of bounces. I think they want 2, but wanting 2 and being able to get 2 is about 2 different things. And that is just a single. 1 ball to come. That is more the length that you want to bowl. You want to be certainly on the fuller side. You don't mind it being a little straight because there is coverage in the deep on the leg side. But what you don't want to do is drop it halfway short, because Geeta Kakadali in particular will absolutely maul you. Too short. Oh my goodness. Struck straight back down the ground, and it's fielded by the stumps at the non-striker's end. And I will tell you 2 things. Number 1, had that not hit the stumps, it would have been 4. Number 2, had that clipped the hand of the bowler on a follow through, that would have been run out, because the non-striker Sahasra Gorla was out of her crease. But neither of those 2 things happens. Just a dot ball. 10 runs coming from that over. 23 for 1 after 3. So 23 for 1 after 3, 4th of the way through the innings. Scoring rate of 7.67 means that that's projected to be a 92-run score. 92 runs in the final is a decent score, but the Atlanta War Eagles bat very well and bat very deep, so I suspect that the Southern Strikers will be looking for something north of 100. I would think a challenging target would be somewhere around 115, 120. Can they get that far in 12 overs? I don't know, but I think they'll be looking for something along those lines. And this is going to be not only wide, but an additional run, since the keeper could not have collected that. And to want to fix those errors, that is Meghna Baishia behind the stumps. It's a little bit too wide for her to collect cleanly, and so they get 2 runs here, 2 bonus runs. Obviously the one for the wide and the one for the additional run that they ran. Outside the line of off stump, goes through to the keeper. So, as I said earlier, the formula earlier this morning when they played the Atlanta War Eagles was to open the bowling with Deepanjali Pakala and Darshana Karthik, and then close the bowling. Oh, look at that. Huge swipe and a miss by Geeta Kakadali. Close the bowling with Ritu Singh and with Ritvika Carey. Those 2 bowlers are especially efficient, and I'm going to highlight Ritvika Carey because she absolutely was brilliant. So just going through her figures so far in the innings, or so far in the tournament, 8 wickets. 5 of those wickets were taken this morning. 5 for 7 in 3 overs, if you can believe that spell. Tremendous bowling, and her overall economy rate for the entirety of the tournament is less than 3 runs and over. 2.87 to be specific. Ritu Singh is the 2nd best bowler Signal is wide here. Git Kakadali moving across to the offside, but still too wide for the liking of umpire Ivy Mahabir. But anyway, so back to the spinners. Ritvika Kari, number 1 on the team for the tournament. Ritu Singh, number 2. 4 wickets taken, best bowling of 2 for 2, and 36 dot balls, an economy rate of 4.64, average of 12.75. Compare that to Ritvika Kari's average of 5.5. Imagine taking a wicket every 5.5 balls, or sorry, every 5.5 runs. Tremendous stuff from that spin twin duet. I think you'll see them feature pretty heavily. In a 12-over match, you can have 4 bowlers, make that 3 bowlers bowl 2 overs each. And 2 bowl 3, if I got that right. I may be wrong on that, but at least I think 2 people will be able to bowl 2 overs each. That's struck down the ground. Beautiful strike by Git Kakadale for 4. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that I believe that you will see that the 2 spinners, Ritu Singh and Ritvika Kari, will be 2 of the ones who are able to bowl 2 overs each. So it would be 3 bowlers who can bowl 2 each, and then 2 who can bowl 3 each. I think I got that right. Just pay attention to that. Huge swipe and a miss and gone. Leg before wicket. Git Kakadali moving across the off stump, trying to access the wide open area on the leg side. Playing the cross batted shot, but missing out on it, and is trapped right in front. Umpire Ivy Mahabir going up with the finger immediately, because frankly we're not directly behind the stumps, but you could almost always see that that was going to be a decision that is not difficult to make. She was right in front of the stumps, walked across, and I think struck on the back leg too. So just from those descriptions, I'm thinking probably clattering into middle leg, and that is wicket number 2 that goes down. Bear in mind, again, the spinners to come will be excellent, but for right now the Pacers are doing the job. 7 from that over, so 4 overs in the books, scores 30 for 2. Four overs up. Darshana Karthik gets her target. Git Kakadali, captain, walks back, having scored 17 from 18 with 3 fours. And the ironic thing is that we now have brilliant sunshine, which is fine for the players, not quite so fine for us who have to deal with the elements directly with no tent. But new batter coming to the crease, Niha Alapati. She will be at the non-strikers end to start with, and it's going to be Sahasra Gorla on strike, 6 from 4. Ritu Singh gets an early over. Into the air, a couple of bounces toward the gap. Oh, diving effort is in vain. Really great effort that time. I believe that is Ayushi Singh out there, but not able to get to that. And that is a 4 to deep mid wicket. And Ritu Singh into the attack. I suspect, as I said earlier, there will be 3 bowlers who can bowl 2 overs and 2 bowlers who can bowl 3 overs. I suspect Ritu Singh and likely Ritvika Kari will be the ones entrusted with bowling each that 3rd over. We'll see how that develops the rest of the way. Tossed up here, played off the back foot, backward point. No run, good comeback delivery from Ritu Singh. And the irony, again, is that with us expecting torrential rain later on this afternoon and the match reduced to 12 overs aside, we are now playing in brilliant. Almost overpowering sunshine. But a couple of dot balls here for Ritu Singh after the initial boundary, so she's come back well. Let's see what the next 3 balls look like. Outside of the power play now. Good delivery, work the mid-wicket, no run, 3 straight dots. How well do you close here? The current scoring rate, 7.29. 7.29 projects to a score of 98 if they continue along the same path. Tossed up again, taps it right to that mid-wicket area once again. Economical bowling from Ritu Singh. Overall economy rate in this tournament is something impressive for a spinner. It is 4.64, so not far away from that here. Tossed up and no run that's struck in the air to mid-off. That is an economy rate of 4 for that over. Good stuff from Ritu Singh. End up over 5. The score is 34 for 2. $34 for 2. Ritu Singh with a good over after the initial boundary hit the mid-wicket by Sahasra Gola. Did well to come back with 5 dot balls. And in the meantime, this will be a change in bowling from the southern end. It's going to be, I believe, Ritvika Carey. Ritvika Carey. So the 2 opening, or the 2 bowlers I highlighted earlier, who I believe are going to be pretty instrumental in what happens the rest of the way here, are now both in action. Just outside the line of off stump, left alone by Nehal Apati. Over number 6 being bowled here by Ritvika Carey. So only 4 bowlers used so far. Again, bearing in mind that you could probably think that Ritvika Carey and Ritu Singh will have 2 overs each, or 3 overs each. That would mean that you'd need another bowler to bowl 2 overs. It will be interesting to see who the side uses to bowl those 2 overs. So as of right now, you have a decent start with the ball. Having come down from not a very difficult situation. A few runs in the middle of the overs, but they've come back effectively here. And again, introduction of spin is doing the job. 4 consecutive dots to start over number 6. Surprising that you're getting that type of effectiveness from Ritvika Carey. So goes for the cut, that is missed. She's 1 delivery away from a maiden over here. This is brilliant stuff, but nothing surprising from Ritvika Carey. This is exactly what she does. Overall economy rate in the tournament of less than 3. Struck into the covers, no run. That is a maiden over, and that absolutely does you well. That is the end of over number 6. The score remains 34 for 2. $34 for 2. Going to be Ritu Singh again. Interesting. So they saved 2 overs from her for the death. Not doing that this time. A long strike down to Habiba Badr at deep mid-wicket. That's a single. So using Ritu Singh here in overs 5 and 7, which means that she can have a maximum of 1 more over. So I would imagine that you'd hold her back for 1 over, maybe thinking of her to bowl over 11 or over 12, and I'm really interested in seeing whether or not they do the same thing with Ritvika Carey. Tossed up, good delivery outside the line of off stump, no run. So since the 4 that was struck off of Ritu Singh, you've had 13 consecutive dot balls. And that streak is broken here as they get 1 down to long on. Piece of work by Yusha Singh to clean up, make sure that ball doesn't get by. But really economical stuff here with the introduction of spin. And the scoring rate has gone all the way down to 5.38. It was up above 7 for a while. Tossed up, full toss really. Played into the deep. They looked for 2. They wanted 2, but good work by the fielder at deep square leg to limit the damage to 1. So he's down now to the last 2 overs. Like that, the last 2 balls of over number 7. Who will be that 5th bowler who's used? Played into the offside, no run. I would imagine Disha Dengra is a bowler. Haven't seen her in action with the ball yet today. But we'll pay attention to who that other bowler is going to be. Oh, swipe and a miss that just does miss the off stump. Excellent bowling continues here by Ritu Singh and the Atlanta War Eagles. End of over number 7. It is 36 for 2. Ranjit Singh here next to me trying to tempt the rain gods. Wants to go back to playing a full T20. Probably not the best of ideas with the rain I saw in the forecast, but there's no denying that the weather right now is absolutely brilliant. Ground bathed in sunshine. And you're going back now to Ritvika Kari. So interesting. You're continuing with your 2 champion spinners. This ball is tossed up, played into the offside, and that's going to be the first run off of Ritvika Kari. So her quota of overs, a maximum of 3, you would imagine. And as I said, I suspect that she and Ritu Singh will be the ones bowling the 3rd over. You'll have 2 bowlers who can bowl 3, a maximum of 3. Played into the leg side. They wanted 2, but no realistic chance of that happening. So a couple of singles to start over number 8. Down to the last 28 balls of the over, of the innings rather. Partnership building very, very slowly. It is worth 8 runs right now. Scoring has been difficult. That's pulled away into the deep though, and it's wide open field out there and goes away for 4. So that is the first loose delivered from or by Ritvika Kari. Real drag down, not much venom in that ball at all. And once that ball was pulled wide of the fielder in the short square leg, nothing would have stopped it from going to the boundary. So that is a real pressure release, if you will. And they'll want to not deliver those types of balls because you had a lot of pressure being built. It's just a matter of being able to maintain that pressure. Let's deliver it tossed up right into that short mid-wicket area, more like what you expect from Ritvika Kari. Last 26 balls coming up, 42 runs on the board. The projection from here is 63. My goodness, I think you need way more than that. Earlier I said 120 is what you'd be looking for. That's probably a little excessive or a little optimistic, but you'd think at least 100 is what you'd be looking for. 100 is just over 8 and over. 8 and over for finals is not comfortable. It's not an easy chase. Anything above 100, I think you'd certainly want to have, but certainly a projection of about 67, you'd want more than that. Right into the offside. Good diving effort. Can't prevent the single, but that's the commitment that you want to see in the field. That is 7 runs that came from that over. That 7 runs is a way more expensive over than you'd expect from Ritvika Kari, but still a tremendous bowling effort for the War Eagles. End of 8, the score is 43 for 2. 44, my apologies. Last 4 overs coming up. Who will bowl these last 4? This is going to be Ayushi Singh. So let me answer the question that we asked earlier. Ayushi Singh has 2. She'll have a maximum of 2. You'd think that she'd bowl overs 9 and 11. Then you have 2 to be bowled remaining. I think Ritu Singh and Ritvika Kari would bowl those remaining 2. So that's what I would suspect. We'll see exactly what they do here. But Ayushi Singh, who's also a good bowler in her own right. So far, 5 matches, 3 for 39. In other words, she's taken 3 wickets, conceded 39 runs. Squeezes this off the outside edge, no run. So 3 wickets, 39 runs, so her average is 13. Economy rate of 3.9. So once again, very miserly bowling by all the spinners. Ayushi Singh among them. Tossed up, a little bit short of length. Underhanded throw, not the quickest of throws that time from Habiba Bader. She will get a single. You can argue whether or not there should have been one, but she'll get the single nonetheless. Last 4. It's going to be just inside the wide line. Umpire Steve Buckner lets that one go. Last 3 balls over number 9. Ayushi Singh. 3 wickets in the tournament so far. Tossed up, struck into the covers, no run. Tight bowling continues. The last 5 overs before the start of this one went for 21 runs. An economy rate of 4.2 there. Down the leg side, that's going to be given as a wide by umpire Buckner. Still 3 balls remaining. Can't force this one away. In fact, it just does get by short mid-wicket and the bowler herself. Bit of a mix-up between those 2. I think either one, where the other one not there, could have fielded that, but they both sort of let it go in between them. Down to the last ball here in this over. Outside edge, through the gap between backward point and gully. 2 runs is what they want. Strong throw to the keeper's end. They get there eventually. 2 more runs there. End up over number 9. 5 runs coming from it. The score is 49 for 2. .49 for 2. Last 3 overs coming up. It's going to be Ritvika Kari to bowl her 3rd and final over. Bowl the entirety of her spell from the southern end, and in fact did the same thing this morning. It looks as though that's the end that she prefers bowling from. This is tossed up, huge swipe and a miss. Going to be a dot ball. Into the last 17 balls of this innings. 49 runs on the board, projected score 64. Appeal for a leg before as she goes across the line. Umpire Ivan Mahabir says no. It is an all West Indian umpiring duo. Ivan Mahabir from Guyana I'm sorry, Guyana or Trinidad. I think it's Trinidad. One of the two. I do know for a fact that Steve Buckner is from Montego Bay in Jamaica, West Indies. And I'll actually need to confirm where Ivan Mahabir is from because I think I just talked myself out of the right answer. 3 dots on the trot here. Excellent bowling. Excellent bowling continues for the spinners. Next delivery. Tossed up. Huge swipe and a miss. Stumping and gone. Stumping process completed by the keeper. Meghna Baishia quick as a flash with the removal of the bails. Umpire Buckner having a little bit of a think and then raising that dreaded index finger. So that is wicket number 3 that goes down. An excellent bowling spell continues by Ritvika Carey. Wicket number 3, as I said, you really have to put yourself in a position of thinking, how do we generate some momentum from here? That momentum has been fleeting. At the moment, you're looking for something in the neighborhood of, I would think, around 70 runs. From here, that's about probably the best that you can expect. But the bowling effort has been tremendous. It will not get any better. I would suspect that the last 2 overs will be bowled by Ayushi Singh and Ritu Singh. And you just saw that wicket taken here from Ritvika Carey. That is the end of Neha Alapati. New batter is now going to be Akshara Anand. 2 balls remaining here in over number 10. Sharanan has a job to do here to stay with Sahasra Gorla, 21 from 20, 2 fours. Taking just a bit of time. I don't want to take too much time again, but weather is always a consideration. Here's the first ball. Oh, stays a little bit low. Dot ball, the 5th consecutive dot ball of the over. 1 wicket or 1 delivery away from a wicket maiden here. Wicket maiden it is. Excellent bowling to finish the day with the ball for Ritvika Carey. Excellent tournament with the ball for Ritvika Carey. And at the end of over 10, the score remains 49 for 3. The 49 for 3 it is. Last 2 overs coming up. The penultimate over the innings will be bowled here by Ritu Singh as suspected. I'm sorry, by Ayushi Singh. She's bowling penultimate over, and then I would imagine that the last over would be bowled by Ritu Singh. Anyway, so a dot ball to start here, and again the parade of dot balls continues. Really good bowling by this side. Oh, a little bit short there, but pulled straight to mid-wicket. That really a direct hit. What happens here? Umpire Buckner thinks that the non-striker got back in her crease. That was pulled directly to short mid-wicket. Put down by Surbi Vyas. Catchable. Struck firmly, but she will tell you that she probably should have taken that one. But it remains a dot ball. They've been on 49 now for a handful of deliveries. This one, she elevates over the top of the fielder at mid-wicket, so that brings up the 50. And 9 balls remaining. See exactly how far they can get. 50 is a psychological target that you've achieved. But you do need to see how you can push on from here. And then the next 9 balls, can you do something to get to, let's say, 15 runs? And you manufacture a few runs. And look how close a fielder at short mid-wicket is standing. That is Surbi Vyas. Displayed into the short cover area, no run. 2 balls remaining. And I guess they're looking for a catching opportunity. Mid-wicket is literally 15 yards from the bat. Using the feet, striking it down the ground to mid-off, make that long off. Do they want a second one? No, the second one is not going to be there. Just 1 ball remaining, 2 runs from the over already. Just a tremendous bowling effort here. The overall run rate is under 5, if you can believe that. 4.71. The projected score from here doesn't really speak for much. That is a wide though. If you bring it back in, just a little bit outside of that guideline that you saw umpire Steve Buckner signal. Now, in the next 7 deliveries, can you manufacture 10 runs? Is there a way to get above 60? See exactly how they can go from here. Pushes it through and over the top of the fielder in the short mid-wicket area. They're coming back for the second. What a strong throw, but a little bit offline, and keeper can't exactly get to it. That is Ritu Singh down there on the boundary. Can't prevent that second run, but yet another excellent over 5 runs coming from it. Oh, apologies, I may have just miscounted. It's 1 ball or 1 run remaining. 1 ball rather remaining. And over number 11. Struck in the air, simple catch taking a short cover. Easy as you like. That is Disha Dhingra. She will never drop that. She's a national player, very talented, and a straightforward catch. Wicket number 4 goes down with the score on 55. May have said 55 for 5, I meant 55 for 4. But in any event, another wicket goes down, and that was in fact the last ball of over number 11. So your batters now are going to be Shreya Arora and Akshara Anand. Sahasra Gorla battled while she was there, but finally dismissed. 24 from 24. That's a run a ball, which is well in excess of what the overall scoring rate has been. Scoring rate is actually 5. And then this is going to be Ritu Singh to close things out. So Akshara Anand and Shreya Arora are the 2 at the crease. Ritu Singh . 2 overs in the books, and she'll be bowling the last over using the feet. Can't get it away. Tell you what, that's a good piece of fielding. They'll get a single. She wanted to use her feet and go big down the ground. Was not able to do that. 1 run from the first ball of the last over of the innings. See exactly how we can go from here. Next delivery, tossed up. Dragging it to the left of mid-wicket this time. They will run for 2, I would think. Coming back, good strong throw. Ooh, direct hit. Actually bounces off of the keeper, then onto the off of Ritu Singh herself, then onto the stumps. That little short bit of time allowed for the non-striker to get back over the line, if you will. Shreya Aurora 2 from 1. Make that 4 from 2 after that shot. Aksharanan 2 from 5. In the air toward deep mid wicket. It is, oh, they're coming back for the second. Easy run out here. Oh, such an easy run out. They wanted to make sure that it was Shreya Aurora who got back on strike. Ended up sacrificing a run in doing so. So that is yet another run out. This run out isn't as frustrating as the others that you've seen today, because the idea there would have been to get this batter, Shreya Aurora, back on strike. Did accomplish that. She did get back on strike, but it does mean that there's a new player coming to the wicket. It got the additional run, so 1 run from over. Ball number 3. It is now next ball. Stumping attempt. Umpire Buckner says, yes, you're gone. So you're on the verge of a team hat trick here. Of course, the run out, credit for the run out does not go to the bowler, but the team obviously celebrates the wicket, because it does mean that that is yet another dot ball. Just 2 balls remaining now, collapsing here like a house of cards are the Southern Strikers. That is 6 down. And who is this at the crease? It may be Tanisha Sen. I think that's who I see at the crease. Or is it Sanvi Javia? Sanvi Javia. She has 2 balls remaining, or 2 balls to face. No, it is Tanisha Sen. So Tanisha Sen, young 11-year-old phenom out of Houston. Tossed up, played into the offside, quick single taken, going underhanded throw. Did not find the gloves of the keeper in time. So Tanisha Sen faces 1 delivery and immediately gets off the mark. So credit to her. Her strike rate is 100. She'll be proud of that. In the meantime, the last ball of the innings is about to come up. Swing for the fences. Tossed up. Oh, that bounced just over the top of middle stump. Had there been another coat of varnish on the bails, that would have bowled her. That is a dot to finish the over, to finish the innings. 4 runs coming from that over. 59 runs is what you have as a final score, and it means that you will need, for victory, for the Atlanta War Eagles to score 5 runs and over. 60 is what you're looking for from the last innings of this tournament. We will take a quick break, go silent for a few minutes, refresh ourselves, get out of the heat, ironically, with the weather coming, and then see whether or not this total can be overhauled. See you soon. Welcome back to the final innings of the 2025 National Women's Cricket League T20 New York Open. 61 runs is your target. 60 for 6 is what the Southern Strikers ended up with. And the Atlanta War Eagles looking to overhaul that target. Disha Dhingra, who has faced all the deliveries in this inning so far, is 4 not out from now 4 balls. Non-strikers Nick Ardoshi, and the bowler is Akshara Anand. For the final time in this tournament, we'll see whether or not we can have a result here ahead of the rain that is anticipated, albeit with brilliant sunshine ahead of us right now. Through the offside, good diving attempt is in vain. Should be another couple of runs. Disha Dhingra coming back for the third here. And I'll tell you what, a little bit of a close call at the non-strikers end, but she does get back to that end, Disha Dhingra. So now this will be the last ball of over number 1. Needing to score at the start of this innings at the rate of 5.08 and over. Needing to score just over 5 and over. They've already gotten to 7 in this over, the first 5 balls. So I don't know that it's a question of run rate more than it's a question of wickets. First ball to Nick Ardoshi. Lifting delivery. Half-hearted appeal, more of a polite inquiry to end the over there. But good first over for the Atlanta War Eagles. Speaking of the War Eagles, war plane flying over the top of us. I don't know that I've ever seen a plane fly that close to the ground. I'm not sure what that has to do with. Maybe we'll get a story about that later on. However, back to the game. 7 runs in over number 1, and again, you're facing or chasing 61. So in theory, 54 runs in the next 66 balls should not present that much of a challenge to the Atlanta War Eagles, who bat very heavy at the top of the order. Cardoshi top scoring this morning, I believe, with 31 runs in that match against the DC Titans. And now it will be Disha Dhingra facing up to the young lady who I mentioned earlier on, all of 11 years old, Tanisha Sen from Austin, Texas. Tremendous young batter. Didn't get the chance to do much with the bat today. Just faced 1 ball and got a single off of that 1 ball. But here she's going to be asked to replicate what she did this morning and take a wicket inside the power play. Bowling to a national team player here. So in many ways, this is a no-lose situation for Tanisha Sen. If she's struck for runs, then you could say, what do you expect? She's 11 bowling to a national team player. But oh, if she were to get a wicket, that would be a tremendous feather in her cap. Starts with a wide, so she wants to bring it a little bit closer to the line of off stump. There's a deep fielder at long on and a deep fielder on sweeping on the offside. Good delivery. That goes to that fielder out in the deep on the offside. So first legal delivery ball here by Tanisha Sen, played into the offside for a single. Disha Dhingra, again a national team player, tremendous record, tremendous accomplishments at all levels of cricket here in this country, to include having played for the national team here in the Dallas, Texas area against the Zimbabwe side only 2 or so months ago. Played into the offside, no run there as the Cardoshi looking to get that one away. A good couple of deliveries here from Tanisha Sen. Look for her here to continue just doing the basics, just doing exactly what she needs to do. Disha Dhingra, by the way, second leading scorer in terms of aggregate runs in the tournament. Good ball, worked down the ground, should be just a single. Excellent bowling so far in this over after the initial wide from Tanisha Sen. Back to Disha Denver. I've seen her again, just the talent that she has. 130 runs on the tournament, average of 43, high score of 73. Very full, whipped away to square leg. That may get to the boundary, and it does now. So Tanisha Sen with a full toss, a low full toss. The line was good, the length probably a little bit fuller than she'd want to have it. It was clipped away for a boundary. The last 2 balls coming here in over number 2. 62 balls remaining, 47 runs to get. So not a whole lot of runs to play with here for the Southern Strikers. Really, regardless of the result, the development of cricket in this country, particularly as it relates to the young players, the young female players, is one that I think we will continue to highlight. Full, played into the offside. They'll get 1. Sweeper comes off the ropes to field it. 8 runs from the over already with 1 to come. And again, it is very ironic because there is tremendous rain in the forecast for the rest of the day. But we are bathed in sunshine, so much so that we're literally sweating as we speak. No, not we. I am sweating as we speak. Last ball now to Nikardoshi. Tapped into the leg side. They want a quick single. They'll take a quick single. They'll get there in the end. So 9 runs coming from the over for Tanisha Sen. Had 1 wide and had 1 delivery that she probably wants to pull the length back on. But apart from that, brilliant stuff from the youngster. Score is 16 without loss. Speaking of national team players, here is one of the best, Geetika Kadali. You saw her with the bat earlier on. And you saw her, I spoke about the fact that she is one of the more prolific players in the history of USA cricket. Kadali these days is more of an all-rounder than a pure out-and-out bowler. In her younger days, she was more just a pure pace bowler, but doesn't do a whole lot of bowling. Bowls herself in very specific circumstances. Feels like this is one of them though, because she wants to get a wicket here, wants to break this partnership. So far in the tournament, just 2 wickets, 46 runs completed, or 46 runs conceded. Best bowling of 1 for 10. Starts here with a couple of dot balls. Geetika Kadali having bowled just that 1 spell earlier on in this morning's game. And now bowling herself to Nikardoshi, wanting to break this opening partnership. Quicker delivery, played into the offside. Should be a couple of runs. Won't make it all the way to the boundary, I don't think, but a good strong throw does not matter. That's always going to be 2 runs. And I think you'll see that they continue to push on toward what they hope is going to be a winning score, a winning effort. Just a couple of dots and then a single here. There is the 4th ball of the over. Very full, lofted in the air. That should clear the infield. They'll get 2 more. Just jogging that second around Nikardoshi, knowing that Number 1, it's an easy 2, and then number 2 would be suicidal to go for 3. So runs coming at a much easier rate than the Southern Strikers would be happy with. The required rate is 4.5. Started out the innings with the required rate being 5.08. So it has come down a lot because pretty consistent scoring effort from this War Eagles side that is a very strong batting side. Quicker delivery. And Cardoshi looking to pull that one away, but not really timing it. Plays it back to the bowler for no run. Thank you, gentlemen. Worked away into the deep. All of a sudden it just got 30 degrees cooler out here. Couple of runs and they'll get 3 as the long throw comes in from deep backward square leg. And just 1 ball remaining now, but this is a good effort with the bat, starting with the War Eagles. Disha, Dingra, and the Cardoshi already with a partnership of 22. And I believe that is the end of the over. In fact, the partnership is 23. 3 runs off that last ball, and so you've gotten to the point where gotten off to a decent start. 38 runs needed from the next 54 balls. The required rate always going down. 4.2 is the required rate. Gitika Kadale now going through the bowling changes as you're out of the power play, I believe. 3 overs. Not exactly sure if it is at the end of the power play actually, because power play is either 3 or 4 overs. I'll have that confirmed shortly. We're either out of the power play or this is the last ball or the last over in the power play. But in any event, only 2 fielders outside of the circle. There is a deep third. There is a deep backward square leg. So you're anticipating deliveries of a shorter length. Gitika Kadale's 1 over went for 7. It's now a different bowler coming from the southern end of the ground. It's going to be Niha Alapati. Down the leg side. Need to re-bowl that. Niha Alapati, one of the premier bowlers in the side. 3rd ranked bowler for the tournament for the Southern Strikers. 4 wickets, 38 runs conceded, so an average of 9.5 and an economy rate of 4.75. So she'll have to actually exceed that economy rate. Good looking delivery, played to mid wicket, no run. So she'll have to exceed that economy rate in order to get her team over the line, because the required rate as of right now, even with a couple of dot balls to start with here, the required rate is 4.38. So you're still needing something special from your bowlers to pull you back into this game. Remember also 10 wickets in hand. Cut away over the top and to the left of the fielder in the covers, going close to the boundary and getting there now. A loose delivery, cannot bowl that type of ball to Nikardoshi or really any batter of repute. Short and wide and helping herself to 4 runs over the top of cover. So they continue moving along here along the merry way. The Atlanta War Eagles. Required rate now exactly 4. And with Nikardoshi shifting into 2nd gear, 13 from 12. Disha Dingra 13 from 8. This pair is very dangerous, and you're going to have to do something special to dismiss them or to break this partnership. We'll get 1 here. Was looking to heave that one over mid wicket. Thick inside edge takes it to square leg, but still needing to only go less than a run a ball. Right now the required rate is under 4, 3.96. 50 runs exact, make that 50 balls exactly required or remaining, and 33 runs required. So that gives you a sense how close they are to victory here, which in theory should be pretty straightforward. 10 wickets in hand. Don't get the sense there'll be very much difficulty. Let's see the next delivery. Short, pulled away by Dishadingra into backward square leg. Field set exactly for that shot. So 1 ball remaining, over number 4. And I believe it's also 1 ball remaining in the power play. So we'll follow along to see whether or not they choose to go very aggressive with their field settings, or they choose to remain or to back away and have more people outside. I would imagine that you need to stay aggressive because you need to cut these singles off. Singles alone will win the game for you. That is yet another wide. Wide certainly will win the game for you. That's the second wide over so far. 7 runs. 7 runs from over number 4 with 1 to come. 9 from over number 3. And 9 from over number 2. So check that. 7 from over number 3, 9 from number 2. Up in the air. Can that be caught? No. Nkardoshi gets it away over the top, and they'll come back for a second. So that does mean that you get 9 from over number 4. It does also mean that you are past the halfway stage in terms of runs needed. And by the way, I may have miscounted because they are lining up as if to bowl the last ball of the over, whereas I thought it was the end of the over. Let's see what the call is here. But in any event, should be the last ball, this one. Hammered straight to cover and put down. It was hit hard. It was drilled, but very catchable. Waist height in the covers and put down. So that is a drop. That is end of the over. End of over number 4. The score is 32 without loss. Okay, so I do see where the error was. I happened to have missed the wide that was called. With that wide, the score is now 33 without loss. Geetika Kadali it is who will be bowling her second over. And again, there will be 2 bowlers who can bowl a maximum of 3. Even though she doesn't do a whole lot of bowling anymore, Geetika Kadali, I would suspect under these circumstances that she would want to bowl a third over. So brings herself on here, and this is an interesting matchup. This is a national team player versus national team player. Strength versus strength. Geetika Kadali against Dishadingra. Down the leg side, appeal for a catch. Umpire Buckner having a long think. Went down the leg side, and so obviously it clipped something on the way through, not given as wides. But our Buckner probably thinking, and I think rightly so, that that would have clipped off of the thigh pad of Dishadingra. Excuse me, Dishadingra. So 1 delivery, a precious dot ball, last 47 balls due here, and 28 runs remaining. Width, and she attempts to cut it but misses late on the shot. A little bit of extra bounce also. So 2 dot balls, not bad at all from the standpoint of being able to keep Dishadingra quiet. Dishadingra 14 from 10 with 1-4. Nkardoshi 16 from 15 also with 1-4. Dishadingra on strike. Slower delivery. She plays a touch too early here, Dishadingra, so 3 straight dots. Excellent over on the way here for Geetika Kadali. is ball number 4. This one she gets through, but there's protection in the deep. Good fielding and a strong, quick throw, one bounce into the non-striker's end. So good fielding. 1 run from the over already. This is what you want if you're the Southern Strikers. Gitika Kadali with a very economical over so far. Last 2 balls, Nakardoshi has shown a penchant for being aggressive. Short ball. Gitika Kadali with that short delivery that seems to surprise Nakardoshi just a little bit. Last ball coming up. Just 1 run from the over already. No, needless to say, the best over of the inning so far. And with 1 ball remaining in the over, Gitika Kadali is going to want to keep the damage as little as possible from this ball. Short ball, what a delivery. Mentioned that she used to just be an out-and-out pace bowler. This is exactly what you've gotten from her. And that is the end of over number 5. 1 run coming from the over, and the score is 34 without loss. Quick drinks break on the way. I don't know if this is an official drinks break, and umpire Buckner will probably be on top of that because we want to make sure that these players, in fact, umpire Buckner himself is about to have a drink. So maybe the urgency isn't quite there. And maybe it's because the clouds are overhead and you're not necessarily seeing the beginning of a rainstorm just yet. Even though if you look to the west, it appears as though the clouds over the hills are forming. So if I had to time when you'd see some inclement weather, you would think it would be within maybe 30 to 45 minutes. However, in theory, 30 to 45 minutes, this game will already be finished because 27 more runs are needed from a strong Atlanta War Eagles batting side with 10 wickets in hand. Maximum of 42 balls to go. Required rate 3.86. I just did tick up a touch after that excellent over from Gitika Kadali. But now, Gitika Kadali only with a maximum of 1 over left. So she will have to be judicious as to where she uses herself. And in addition, each time that you spend that capital, for example, you choose to use yourself with 1 more over in order to limit the scoring, then you're taking yourself off the table, so to speak, off of the chessboard. To mangle an analogy. Leg spinner, starting out here in over number 6. This is going to be Mahek Desai. Mahek Desai starts with a wide though. Can't afford too many of those. And in bowling your leg spinner here, you're wanting the ball to move away from the 2 right-handers. That's slapped away down toward deep cover, running close to the boundary. They'll get 2. They want 3. They will get 3 as Disha Dengra with a confident turn. So that brings you 3 runs closer toward what you would think would be a pretty emphatic victory here for the Atlanta War Eagles. So you've had a wide, and then you've had 3 runs. So no pressure being built at all by the introduction of the leg spinner. Tossed up, that's a good ball. Played down the ground, should just be a single here though. You would think with 22 balls remaining, you'd need to figure out a way to stop these singles. But the problem is if you bring your field in, then Disha Dengra can absolutely hit over the top of the back foot that's to the left of the fielder in the covers. And it should just be a couple more just jogging for that second run. Runs just coming as easy as you like here for the Atlanta War Eagles. And you're almost to the point where 3 6s ought to do it. I don't think they'll try to end the game like that, but Dishadingra can always be one that can hit big. Hammers this towards mid-wicket. Should just be one. Get that one. Last 19, and so I'm thinking that the next 19 runs will produce a winner here. Put it this way, either 19 runs at 10 wickets or 38 balls. One of those three will happen first, and so it might just be time for us to thank our sponsors. Sponsors again, SMK Global, your turnkey manufacturing partner on the East Coast. COVID IT, providing IT and workforce management solutions fundamental to the growth of any business. And DS360 Investment, building wealth, rebuilding cities. Got one single and then another single here. So a couple of singles. That should be the last ball, I believe.